Hello people of YouTube. So I figured to document this particular engine swap here because I've already had a bunch of questions about it, and a video is easier than 800 pictures and 5 paragraphs of info. So we'll start off with the truck that I'm working on here. It's my 1988 Toyota pickup, solid axle swap truck. This was a two-wheel drive frame and actually a two-wheel drive truck originally. It's also a base model, so yeah, it never actually had a passenger side mirror. Anyways, onto the engine. This is a 2TR-FE. These are used in the 2005 to current Tacomas as the base model 4-cylinder engine. This particular flavor, it's from a 2015. 2016 newer have dual variable valve timing. This is a 15, so it only has single variable valve timing. However, the horsepower difference in between those two iterations of 2TR is literally 3 horsepower. 158 versus, I think, 161. So it's like negligible at best. So here's how you kind of get one of these to fit in one of these trucks. So first off, you need a W59 bell housing from a first-gen Tacoma. You need a first-gen Tacoma flywheel. It will fit this engine. It's basically a newer 3RZ. It has the second-gen Tacoma 4-cylinder clutch assembly on it with release bearing. It still has the original pickup release fork. This is second-gen Tacoma slave cylinder on the transmission, well, bell housing. So that's the magicness required to get that to attach to the transmission. Now, motor mounts. The factory 2TR-FE mounts will actually have a 22RE motor mount fit in it. However, it absolutely does not fucking line up with anything. The 22RE motor mount sits like about here. Now, I was looking at options and I decided to just bolt the 22RE motor mount onto here, clean everything off the frame, and weld these new brackets on. I'm going to cut a triangular piece of steel and brace it from both sides. This is what I did to get everything to fit and clear. So there's one other guy that did this swap. His exhaust flange cleared, mine didn't, so I'm going to do something else different on there. This does have a factory tubular header, which is pretty cool. This is the other motor mount bracket. So again, this isn't done yet. Now, if you want to keep air conditioning like me, as you can see, it's a tight fit to say the least. So, yeah. I'm going to have the AC lines modified. I have a 90 that goes back like this. Run the suction line along the back and over and down, and then the other one will come through the front here. Through this used to be air intake hole. And run it across and do a 90 into the condenser right over there. So that's how I'm going to handle air conditioning. Use the AC amplifier out of the Tacoma to make this thing work. Electrical, I haven't really started with yet. I have pulled all the Toyota schematics and I'm going to tie everything back in. I want cruise control, I want air conditioning, and I'd really like no-check engine lights. We'll see if I can make that happen or not. I do have everything I need, at least in theory, to make it run without a check engine light. But first I'd like to just make it run and then figure that out. So I believe the engine's currently actually twisted a little to the side. Yeah, it's not quite straight. It's actually pushed over to the right a little bit. So again, making these two things clear here is a huge bitch. I finally got it so that everything fits just right. This is a 3.4 liter V6 cooling fan that's on here with a V6 truck radiator. I'm going to be building a custom fan shroud for it because I don't want an electric fan. And there isn't an off-the-shelf Toyota one that will fit this. So I'm just going to get a piece of steel, put it on here, just flat, and then basically get a circle around it and weld it on there, cut out the hole in the center, and that'll be a fan shroud. So that should be pretty straightforward and not too horrible to do. Now, believe it or not, this power steering pump is factory 2TR-FE one. This fitting threaded right in and fit. Even though the original was a banjo bolt, it had the correct style like flare for the pump. For that to just thread in, tighten down, and seal. So that was very convenient. And then the return line will just go over here to where the factory one is. So that's very convenient. I'm going to have to redo the way the lower radiator hose went. It's going to have to be like directed down and under and in, so we'll figure that out as the time comes. I don't know if this is going to fit or not, but there's a speed sensor in here for the air conditioning compressor. I don't know if the connector sticks like right here, which is now like crammed against the frame rail, so we'll see what's involved to make that fit and work. Looks like, there's a narrow window here with the radiator hose through, so, figure that out. But there's enough room there for the hose, so believe it or not, 2TR-FE ECUs are exactly the same size as the 22RE one. So it's pretty straightforward. I'm also going to take on this high side fitting because the original air conditioning for this truck didn't have one. This is literally off some random car at pick and pull. I just cut the fitting off and take that on the line there. So alternator's now over here. There's nothing down here. That's where the air conditioner compressor used to be. So yeah, this is just kind of how it, how everything needs to go in here to make it work. So we have to do an exhaust crossover to the bottom, but that shouldn't be too horrible to do. Yeah, everything here seems to fit pretty well. Hopefully it'll be running relatively soon, because well, this thing's not going to get our 22RE again. Brackets have been cut off. But yeah. Anyways, hope this video was informative. Thank you for watching.